know the world has changed for a while. I know life has seen its trials, but we're smiling, still stand strong. Bring the love to everyone. I know it seems like more cloudy days. I know time, yeah, seems to fade, but we're smiling, still stand strong. Bring the love to everyone. With open hearts we'll still shine strong. Bring the love to everyone. We'll bring the love to everyone. We'll bring the love to everyone. Let's bring the love to everyone.
Hi everyone! Last week we talked about accessibility and what it means to us. And I want to thank those of you that completed the accessibility worksheet on our Google Classroom. You guys did a very good job, so keep up the good work and keep participating with us on our Google Classroom. This week, however, we have a new word that we're going to be talking about, and that word is inclusion. Now, what do you think of when you hear the word inclusion? The first thing that comes to my mind is nobody being left out. Now, the formal definition of inclusion is the act of including and the state of being included. So what does that mean? It means providing equal access to opportunities and resources to everyone, but especially those in our special needs community. Now let's look at social inclusion and how we can access abilities and tools in our community, school, work, or at home. And we're going to focus on our abilities and the things that we are able to do. So let's start with inclusion in and around our community. So in some big office buildings, shopping malls, stores, restaurants, there are doors that will automatically open when we approach them. We don't have to have the strength to physically open the door. We don't have to do anything. You just approach it and they open and we can enter. There are some places where there's a button that we push. We just push a button and the doors will automatically open for us. There are also sometimes we'll notice divots in the sidewalk, which can be great for wheelchairs, scooters, strollers, that allow everyone to easily access the sidewalk and go get to where they need to be. If we're in a school and you can't climb the stairs or have some difficulty climbing the stairs, you could get a key to the elevator, which will allow you to access both floors easily. If you are unable to write, you could get some technology such as a computer or a tablet that you could speak into, or if you find that easier just to type on as opposed to writing, you could use that tool. You could also have a scribe, and a scribe is someone in the class that would take notes for you. So they would assign a student or someone in the classroom that would share their notes with you if you are unable to take notes yourself. At a job, a lot of workplaces are willing to make accommodations to suit the needs of their employees. They're very willing to do that, and that is something that is highly recognized today out in the workforce. I can think of quite a few that we do at SEC when we have a drum circle and we all participate in our drum circle and we want everyone to be included. If not everyone can hit the drum with their hands, I know a lot of times some of our participants can use their feet. So they may not be able to hit the drum with their hands, but they can hit the drum with their feet. So that way we're not leaving anyone out and we're all participating and all having fun together. Also, when we're doing culinary, we make sure that everyone has a turn in participating. Everyone has a turn in being involved in what we're making, because we don't want to leave anyone out. We will find a way to make it work, and we all participate together. And the last one we're going to look at is inclusion in the home. And home might be a bit of an easier environment for us to look at, because in your home you could make changes to accommodate your needs and your abilities. So it might be a bit easier that way. So some examples are if you have trouble, if you can't get into your house, if you need a bit more stability, some people may have a railing installed in the side of their home if they need something to hold on to give them a bit more stability, or even a ramp if you have a scooter or a wheelchair to help you access to get into your home. You may move things in your bedroom, in your kitchen, bathroom, to different shelves or areas that are easier for you to access when you need them. Those are just some examples. In your home, you are also part of a family unit. You are included in that family dynamic. So however your family dynamic works, you play a key role in it because you're included. You're in the circle. So some things that you could do to help contribute to your family dynamic are helping around the house. You could ask someone if they need a favor. You could ask them if they need help cleaning or cooking or anything. Just offering kind gestures to your family and making sure that you guys are all included and working together. On our Google Classroom, I have created a worksheet for you guys. It can be found under the literary arts section. It's a word search all about inclusion with words and terms that we talked about today. So don't forget to take a picture of your work when you're done and submit it so we can see it and share it with you guys next week. Enjoy, have fun, and see you next week. Bye.
Hey everyone, how's it going? It's Sarah here, and today we are going to be reading a poem, and as you can see, it is called I Would Include by our very own Chris Smith. If I were a captain of a ship, I would include 3 travelers along on my trip. So let's pause for a moment, and as you will notice, there are 3 lines here, and these 3 lines are going to continue for the rest of the poem. And wherever you see these 3 lines, you're going to think about 3 different people that you would like to include for that section of the poem. So I'm going to read this one more time, and then we're going to continue with the rest of the poem. If I were a captain of a ship, I would include 3 travelers along on my trip. If I were a principal of a school, I would include 3 teachers whom I think are cool. If I were a leader of a band, I would include 3 great musicians to lend a hand. If I were the owner of my new place with a key, I would include 3 friends to come and visit me. If I were a runner running in a long race, I would include 3 athletes to help me finish first place. If I were an astronaut taking off one afternoon, I would include 3 adventurers to join me to the moon. If I were a child afraid of the dark of night, I would include 3 family members to be my shining light. Now we come to where we can all agree and conclude that I am nothing if I don't access and include all the people that are special and chosen to be a part of my circle of friends socially, and that includes everyone at SEC. So I want you to log on to our Google Classroom, and you're going to find a worksheet here just like this, which is the exact poem that I just read to you. And you'll see again the 3 lines that are here for each section of the poem. And you are going to think about who you want to include for that part. So we have here 21 different spots for names. So try to think of different people for each part of the poem. You can think of family members, friends, anybody that you know of that you would like to include for that part of the poem. So we would like for you to share it with us on our Google Classroom, and we can't wait to see who you would include in your poem. Have a great day. See you next time. Bye.
Hi everyone, it's Camilla here. It's time for May birthday shoutouts. Happy birthday going out to Sarah M, Michael, Stephanie B, and Selena. We hope you all had a wonderful day. Bye!
Good morning, Dawn.
Good morning, everyone.
I see you started on the second one.
Yes, I have.
Can you tell us some of the tools you used to make your garden beds?
This planter box was made with untreated cedar. It was put together by deck nails. That was all man-made. Then I got some covering here so that the dirt doesn't come through the bottom and also keeps the weed from coming up. So I got those in, and then I got bags of soil, which were inexpensive, and that's why I went with the bags. They were easier to come down my backyard because it has a hill. And now I just put in the topsoil, and now I'm topping it up with triple mix. And of course, as you can see, the triple mix is in chunks. So I'm using my hoe to break it up a bit.
Like hi ho, no, not that kind of.
So I'm using the hoe here so that I can break up the pieces, the large pieces, and then I can smooth it out on top. And then we're just about ready to plant. I got my my vegetables all up on the deck there, catching in all the sun it needs and watering them every morning. And since this gorgeous storm later, I probably won't be doing that today, maybe a little later on, I don't know. But for sure tomorrow, we'll be planting those vegetables in these planter boxes.
Awesome. So where are we going now?
I guess I'll show you my vegetables.
All right.
What we have here is we have some sweet peppers. We have some cabbage, parsley, carrots. We have some fresh tarragon. And this is, we have cucumbers. We have cherry tomatoes. We have also a huge tomato, another huge tomato plant.
Squash.
Winter squash is here. That's the Italian thing. Our basil, our leaf lettuce here, our eggplant, our char, iceberg lettuce. What else we got here? I got some lavender because I happen to like the smell of lavender. We got some more parsley here, chives, our romaine lettuce, and
tomato.
This is the beefsteak tomato. All right. And that's what we'll be planting tomorrow. We'll be sorting it out so it's grouped.
What's that thing on the table there, that contraption, that tool over there on the other side?
Which?
Right there, what is that?
Another tool is this little thing that you can just dig in 2 inches or whatever. You put it in the sand and you make a hole so that we can put these in there very nicely. And that's pretty much the tools I'm going to be using. Well, this one for sure for tomorrow, and probably a little spade.
So when can we all put in our order for vegetables, Don?
Well, I got that request quite a bit. So what I've decided to do, that's going to be hard to fill because then I got to build some more planter boxes, which will take me the rest of the summer. So I don't think I can cover those deliveries.
We'll have one big barbecue. What the heck?
That sounds
we'll
like a
invite
plan.
everybody. We got our beefsteak, tomatoes, make barbecue.
Exactly.
All right.
Bye-bye.
Take care. Bye. Where's your approval?
Oh, bye.
Awesome. Thank you.
Hi everyone, it's Elizabeth here. Welcome back. This week we're going to be talking about inclusivity. So what does inclusivity look like in the art world? Basically, the art world is all about expressing yourself, and when we talk about inclusivity, we want everyone to have that chance to express themselves. So the way that we do this is we give people tools, because sometimes there are people who have physical or mental limitations or disabilities, and they can't always join in the conventional sense. So, for example, someone who might be visually impaired could use like a texturized paint, so that way they can paint by touch instead of by sight. Or someone who doesn't have use of their hands or of their feet. There's something called a mouth paintbrush, where they use their mouth actually to paint instead of their limbs. So for this week, we're going to be kind of dipping into that, and we're going to be creating an art piece using specific tools that are a little more inclusive. So we're not going to be using paint or paint brushes, because that can be limiting to some people, or some people might not be able to join in. But instead we're going to use straws and coffee, more so instant coffee. because straws will help us to create really interesting patterns and shapes without the use of a paintbrush. And instant coffee can be a substitute for paint, since not everybody, especially nowadays, doesn't have access to paint. So let's get started. You're going to need a straw, some instant coffee, preferably instant coffee. If you don't have instant, you can probably use any kind of coffee, but you would have to brew it first, and you would want it to be really thick. So I have this instant coffee, it's pretty good, or it's worked out for me so far. A straw, paper plate, a paintbrush of some sort, and a cup. As you see, I have some coffee in there mixed already, and some paper that is a little bit thicker. So what you're gonna do is you're going to mix, oh, and some water. You're going to mix a little bit of coffee, kind of put a little bit. So there's our coffee, and we're just going to put a little bit of water into this mixture. And if you see the instant coffee, it dissolves into the water pretty quickly, and it gives you that really nice, thick kind of consistency. Alright, so that's kind of the consistency we want to work with, because a little bit thicker it's, and if you put a little bit too much water, then you can add a little bit more of the coffee. And it'll soak that up. So go ahead and grab your paintbrush. You won't really need a paintbrush, it's more so just to mix it, but you don't really need it. You can use a spoon, you can use anything to mix this up. I just happen to have a paintbrush here, but we don't really need the paintbrush too much. Alright. So this is actually a technique that you use with watercolors, but because instant coffee kind of is almost like a really watery paint, we're gonna use it in the same way. So what we're gonna do is we're just gonna pour a little bit of coffee onto a thick sheet of paper, and we're going to use our straw and we're going to blow. And it's going to create these really interesting shapes, right? So let's try it one more time. I'm going to grab some more of my coffee. And here's a neat little tip. If you want to create a specific shape, or you want to kind of guide your coffee in a certain way, you can drop like a little bit onto your page, but then you can kind of take your straw or take whatever you want and kind of guide, make a pathway for the water to go, and then when you blow on it, it's going to follow that path. So it also, of course, depends on which direction you're blowing the air. So say I wanted to blow more air this way, then the design or the paint or the coffee would have come out more on this side. All right, that's really cool. Now let's create a picture using this technique. Okay, so what we're gonna do now is we're gonna create a tree. I've quickly drawn this little template of a little tree stump, and what we're gonna do is we're gonna add some branches with the coffee. All right. So remember how I was saying before, we don't want to just spill it down. We're going to just lightly kind of direct some of the coffee in the direction that we're going to want it to go. So it doesn't have to be perfect or anything. We're going to use the straw to help us. So I generally want my coffee kind of to move in this direction. So now I'm going to pour a lot of the liquid or the mixture there, and now I'm going to use the straw and blow it in all directions. And when you've decided that you're done, you can just bring this back. Bring the coffee down onto the stump. You can always keep adding more, and it looks really, really good when those finer, smaller lines continue. That is what I decided to leave it at. As you can see, it turned out really cool. So try it out yourself. If you do not want to use a template, that's totally cool. Just create your own designs. But if you do want to, this template will be up on Google Classroom, and I'm really excited to see you guys use this technique. All right, see you next time.
Hi everyone, today we're going to talk about how we can all be included making a cake. Another way to be inclusive is to be, when you're cooking, is to be aware about people allergy. Today we're gonna learn how to make a cake. It's gonna be a nut-free and dairy-free cake. Our tools for to make this cake, we're gonna need my mixer, tablespoon, measurement, and then wood spoon. Then, for the ingredients, we're gonna use sugar, baking powder, vanilla, salt, eggs, flour, and oil, and water. We're gonna make a dairy-free cake. We're not gonna use no butter and no milk. On the butter, when they ask for butter, we're gonna put oil, and when they ask for milk, we're gonna put water. And make sure, because it's gonna be a nut-free, we have to make sure our place is all clean and nothing got in touch with the nuts. Okay, let's start. And like when we make cake on SEC, we like to get everybody involved on our cake. Here I have Camilla, and Camilla's gonna help me crack the eggs, right? Okay.
Everyone.
No, Camilla, wait. Here.
What?
Yeah, you crack there separate. Just make sure the shell doesn't go inside.
Did I put this one in here?
Yes. you can crack the other one.
This one also goes here?
Yes. Okay, now Camilla, you're gonna put a water there. Remember guys, we substitute the milk for water. Right, 1 cup of water. Okay, Camilla, now you're gonna put 4 tablespoons of oil. See guys, if you're in SEC, we got everybody to help. Over here I have Camilla, and Camilla like to help.
1.
2. You put a little bit of oil because we're not using butter today, and just to get a brush and go around. Go all around, make sure everywhere, okay? Then when this is done, I'm gonna get a little bit of flour. And just go like this.
Hey Mom, why do you have to do that?
Because we don't want our cake to get stuck in the pan, and I want to take the cake out after it's cooked. And look, see? That's good. Baking powder. This part you can take out from the mixer and do with this with spoon. And before all this, make sure you're preheating your oven 350, and this cake is gonna cook approximately maybe 40 minutes. To know if the cake is cooked, you can go with a knife. If the knife come out clean, it's cooked. See? Now we put in the oven. Okay? Okay, the cake is done. When the cake is cool, you have to let the cake cool down a little bit. Then you get a knife, just go around, just make sure it's not stick together, and then you're gonna go like this. And done. But I don't like this side of the cake. And we just turn the cake like this, right? Okay, now we're gonna make a glaze, a lemon glaze. All right, we're gonna need it: ice, sugar, water, and lemon. Okay, in the pan, you guys put a water. You get a glass bowl, and we're gonna put it here: the ice, sugar, the lemon, and the water. And now we're gonna mix this until they come like thick, and then we pour in the top of our cake. Now Camilla's gonna ground the lime for me. Okay, go Camilla. Here guys, that's our cake. Okay, now we're we're gonna show you guys how to set a table for a meal. This is another way we can be include, helping set up the table and after helping clean up, okay? Okay guys, now Camilla's gonna tell us what tools we need to set up our table.
So we will need plates, napkins, cups, spoons, forks, dessert forks, and knives.
Camilla's gonna show us how to set the table. Okay, go Camilla.
So we're gonna get a plate. We're gonna put up where the person's gonna sit. Then we're gonna get a spoon, a fork, dessert fork, and knife. But so you want the dessert fork on this side. And then you're gonna put the spoon, the knife, the spoon, the fork, the knife, and then you're gonna get a cup. And then you're gonna get a napkin. And you're gonna fold your napkin in half, like this. And you're just gonna put it in the cup, like so. Now we're gonna do that for the rest of the table.
Okay everyone, send us a pictures in the Google Classroom if you guys made the nuts free and dairy free cake, or if you guys helping set up the tables, you can just send us a video or pictures. Okay, see you guys next week. Bye.
Hey guys, hope everybody's doing good this week. So this week I'm super excited because we have a very special guest joining us. His name's Adrien Bretta, and he's actually come to SCC and visited us before. But this time he's going to talk a little bit about his tools that he uses in his life, and he's going to share some of his gifts. All right, so I'm super excited, and without further ado, here's Adrien.
Hi everyone, my name is Adrien Bretta. I am legally blind, so I'm a client of the CNIB, but I'm a singer, musician, songwriter, entrepreneur, trying to stay afloat and be functioning and relevant and trying to, you know, be a part of what's going on. And I just want to say hi. To get around, I have limited sight, and I just always conducted myself that way. I have a cane, I don't really use it, but that's my personal discomfort. But anyways, I get around, I have my dog as well, and I just take my time. I take my time and move slowly and make sure that I don't bump into people. I just wanted to share one of my songs called Fine Day. During this pandemic, we all need to find a fine day in our heart. So I want you to think about what makes you happy when you listen to this song, and we always have to focus back to the fine day because we're going to deviate and then come back to the fine day. So my visual aids are a iPhone which has Zoom, VoiceOver, Smart Invert enabled. I have a dog, but she's only an emotional support. So when I hug her, that's what she does. She gives me hugs back and I feel really great. But I like to express myself through my talent. So I have a song here called Fine Day, and it goes something like this. I also use an iMac computer. Woke up on the wrong side. I poured a cup of caffeine in my head. I burned it just while looking for my car keys. The freeway's empty, said the man on the TV. Ooh, what a fun day. Everything's gonna be okay. Oh, what a fun day. I'm stuck in quarantine, I guess I'm out of luck. Yeah, I probably won't make payroll by the end of the month. Yes sir, no sir, anything you say, sir. It looks like it's gonna be another fine day. Ooh, what a fine day.
my day.
Hey everyone, just wanted to hop on here really quick and let you guys know that we've really been enjoying all the work that you've been handing in. So make sure that you continue to hand in all of your work and submit it onto our Google Classroom. We really enjoy seeing what you guys have done. Alright, so enjoy the rest of your weekend, and I'll leave you off with some awesome pictures of Michelle making spaghetti and meatballs.